BNP Paribas, partenaire des plus belles histoires de Roland-Garros, aux côtés des ramasseurs de balles depuis plus de 50 ans.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it's going to be a tough match, and it was, you know, even though first set was, the score looks pretty straightforward, it wasn't, you know, like that in any other games, you know, it wasn't straightforward. I had to fight for every point, and yeah, I'm happy that I also, you know, stepped up when she broke me in a second set, and that I kept my intensity till the end.
Thank you. Questions in English, please? To Iga.
There you go, sitting in a different position today.
One more
I
time?
said I'm sitting in a different position today.
Yeah, good job. Good tactics.
You played a lot of the key points really well today, I thought. Just curious how you're feeling in them. As you said, like a lot of the games were really tight, a lot of juice games, but you kind of came through the important moments.
Yeah, you know, I knew that I need to be proactive, and Elina, you know, we already played Grand Chelem quarterfinal on Wimbledon, and I remember, you know, I think I won the first set, and she's that kind of player that, you know, goes for it, and she's not gonna doubt, you know. So in important points, I knew that I have to be brave and just, you know, yeah, be intense and try to push her, because she's not gonna give me points for free.
Just looking ahead to the next match, you've obviously practiced quite a bit with Aryna more recently, including here before the tournament. I'm just wondering if you tell me, first of all, like, who approached who in that situation to practice here, and what do you kind of hope to get out of that from kind of your own point of view and from what you learned about her too?
Well, we just played 1 hour, so we basically just warmed up and played points, so it wasn't like a normal practice. It was more like just playing points, you know. I don't know who approached who. I think the coaches talked. I don't know, Wim talks with everybody kind of, so I'm not sure whose idea was that. But yeah, I mean, it's great always to practice with Aryna. She gives a great rhythm, and you know that the practice will have quality, you know. So it was great. But honestly, it was like 2 weeks ago. It was the first like points that I played after Rome. So I think a lot changed since then, and yeah, no point to like, yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about the practice. Sorry.
Hey, yeah, congrats for today.
Thank you.
Do you tend to watch your rivals' matches? Like, would you watch Sabalenka's matches this year as part of your homework, or isn't it something that you tend to do?
Not really, because I'm really bad at it. Like, I don't see many stuff, you know, when I watch like on my laptop, you know, because live is totally different story. I see a lot, but from the camera perspective, not really. So I leave that to him. But honestly, I feel like we both know how we play. So it's not like you're gonna find something extraordinary there. So yeah, I'm just gonna follow the tactics that Wim has.
Iga, when you go on a court, on this Chatrier court, to play anybody, whether it's Sabalenka or anybody else, does it give you a little bit of extra confidence? I'm not saying that you go in believing you're unbeatable or anything like that, but is there a slightly different mindset when you come up against somebody like Sabalenka or other top 10 players on this center court?
Well, as you know, every match is different, so I can't say like it's this or that every time, because we're humans. We feel different things, you know, every day. But for sure, like, I know what I'm fighting about, and I know my game is somewhere there, even when the moment is tough. Like against Elena, you know, I knew that I can find it if I push hard enough, and she lets me a little bit, you know. So I feel like on this court and overall, like on Roland-Garros, yeah, I should always like push till the end and fight for everything, because there's more probability that I'll overcome some stuff rather than, you know, in other places. I just maybe believe it a little bit more.
Question in the very back.
Okay, well done today.
Thank you.
Just looking ahead to the next match, when you play Aryna, just wondered if you could talk about how the extent to which that kind of elevates your game, makes you play better, and changes the way you play, if at all.
Well, when was the last time we played? I think in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, for sure, like you need to be 100% and like you need to be there and yeah, but I wouldn't say it's different against Coco or like against good players overall, like against the top 5, you know. So so yeah, for sure, like I don't know if she elevates my game. Like against every player, we play different ways, so it's hard to compare. But for sure, like our rivalry is pushing both of us, I think. But it's not only about the level of tennis; it's about like everything, how we work and how professional we are. So, so I can say that for sure.
Hi, Iga. 2 separate questions. Do you feel like a different player since you won against Rybakina? You said it was this kind of victory that you needed to feel perhaps more confident. And the second one, how pleased were you with your serve today? Besides from the last game with the 3 aces that, as you said on court, was quite unexpected, but...
Well, I don't feel like a different player because that would be weird. Like if I would have like 2 personalities, I know that I am the same player. Sometimes, you know, it's just nice to have matches like that to like really dig deep and find, you know, solutions even in the toughest moments. And also remember, you know, how it was to deal with the tough moments and still be able to keep your level or play even better, you know, in tough moments. So for sure, this match against give me that, you know, and give me that confidence that I can do this. But no, I don't feel like a different player.
All right, last question.
What was the question?
How pleased were you with your, how pleased were you today with the quality of your serve? Apart from the last game, which was a bit perhaps unusual, but...
Well, I wouldn't judge because like the wind was pretty crazy. So I think it always affects the serve. So sometimes you just had to put it in, you know. I think Elina also had this issue. Sometimes we just, you know, just played it in because it was so hard to control the toss and everything with this wind. The wind got harder in second set, so then you just need to kind of survive with it and not really look for aces or anything.
Yeah, well done. Just
Thank you.
how bad was the wind today compared with other times when you've been on this court? And does, as someone who has played on these stadium courts often, is the wind here worse than Rod Laver, Arthur Ashe, and center court of Wimbledon, particularly?
I think the worst wind I experienced was on Wimbledon, but maybe also because, you know, it was hard for me to find solutions there on grass anyway, and the wind threw me off, and like, you know, it was just a little bit worse in my head, you know. But today for sure was, I think I never played in such a wind. In first set it was fine, but in second set it got pretty crazy. Like honestly, when I played against the wind, like, or she did, we just had to like stop for a second because there was so much clay in the air that you couldn't keep your eyes open. So yeah, I never had that here. But in first set it wasn't that bad, and I think it kind of slowed down also at the end of the match.